What we are going to share in this video is very unique. It is perhaps correct for us to say that 100% of what you may hear in this video, you have never heard that before, because it has been rarely explained. We assume, all of us, that Satan exists. But if he exists, he is not a fool. Have you ever considered the following and recognized the answers yourself? The hard questions about Satan or the devil. Where have you heard that? Who taught you that? What are the origins of evil? These are hard questions about Satan. How do you deal with the evil? Does Satan exist? Who created Satan? Where does he come from? How will it end? Let us continue to look into this subject, but before we do that, subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Iburu Ethics.
In a world overflowing with half-truths and rigid dogmas, I often find myself yearning for deeper meaning. Free from God, unveiling spirituality that breeds wisdom offers a refreshing perspective.
In a world where personal growth is and begin your transformation.
Ever wondered what scientists, religionists do not know? Buckle up into the great unknown journey. Know that the Creator is not a spirit, not a being, and not the God you have read about in books and in the Bible. Humanity cannot know truly the real Creator because our brains are too limited, our memory too small. We are born ignorant. Science, religion, and philosophy fail to uncover the true nature of the real Creator. There are no tools, paradigms, gurus, or prophets who hold the answer. All they teach are gods made in our image, beings with human traits bound by our understanding. Yet we can go past the chasm regarding the real Creator. The real Creator is nameless and unknowable. Watch full videos on YouTube. Watch full videos on Hamiti Iburu Ethics YouTube channel. You can also enroll into our Bantu Foundations University course. Thank you, Tatenda. For more insights, send us an email on join@marfato.com. If Satan exists, he is a male, according to what we have been taught by Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, which is believed by over 75% of the world population. But we are sure and confident that if Satan exists, he is not a fool, he is not foolish, he is not a chump, he is smarter, much more intelligent. Is Satan omniscient? Can we say, as mortal beings, we can be able to cast him out and drive him out? Because we know definitely that there are people that pretend to cast out demons who are the assistants of Satan the devil. We are aware also that when Jesus said it is finished on the cross, that he was saying he has finished Satan. But we know that Satan is still the ruler of the earth because Jesus left him on the throne and flew back to heaven. And today, Satan, according to Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, is called the God of this world, the prince of the power of the air that influences the children of disobedience. In other words, those that sin, that transgress the law of God. When we look at Islam, we see that Muslims make pilgrimages every year to Mecca, to the Hajj. To stone Satan is one of their activities. Every year they cast stones at him. But Satan continues. Satan never left. Satan never tires. Satan is never defeated. Iblis is still there. So, prayers, we know, are offered to cast out demons. And there are people that we know, of course, they will be freed from demons. But demons still continue. And Christianity still continue to cast the demons every meeting that they have. Satan continues to be cast out and to return. We want to ask, why did God allow evil to exist in a perfect world? Why does Satan rule this world? The concept of Satan is portrayed in these popular religious philosophies as a vile and evil and yet easily defeated foolish adversary is a fatal teaching. If Satan exists, he is not a fool. Just look at the evil on earth. Exorcists and religious figures claim to cast him out with mere faith and the power of the name of Jesus or the blood of Jesus. But yes, they continue to do that. Satan continues to manifest. Satan continues to have authority. We want to prove in this video that Satan is not a fool. He is smarter than all we can think of. We will prove using the Quran and based on Islamic monotheistic belief. If you read Surah 1850, you will find that Satan refused to lay prostrate and refused to obey a command that was causing to worship something else. And remember, when we said to the angels, prostrate to Adam, so they prostrated except Iblis, Satan. If Satan exists, Satan is not foolish. We want to give 10 proofs that say if Satan exists, he is smarter than what billions as well as thousands of religious texts and billions of believers suggest. 1. Strategic manipulation and subtlety. Understanding human nature, which he does if he exists. Honor of systems and institutions. Playing the long game. Misdirection and deception. Religious control and exploitation. Appearing as good. Sowing division, plausible deniability, and intellectual temptation. So, if Satan exists, he uses strategic manipulation and subtlety. Rather than relying on overt and chaotic malevolence, a highly intelligent Satan would use subtlety and manipulation to achieve his goals. He would play on human desires for wealth, for power, for control. He will also tweak and play with their fears and ambitions in a way and in ways that are almost indistinguishable from their personal choices, encouraging moral gray areas. That's what Satan would do. Understanding human nature, the second one. A being with immense intelligence like Satan would have a deep understanding of human nature, human psychology, and behavior. He would exploit the inherent weaknesses of humans like pride, greed, desires, while masking his influence behind human agents as well as free will. He will own and control all the natural systems and institutions. Capture that, because in future videos will prove that point, that Satan controls all the natural systems. But in this case, Satan, with his intelligence, is likely to manifest in his ability to manipulate larger systems on earth like politics, economics, and the religion itself. His influence would work through corrupting these systems, societal systems, rather than focusing solely on individuals, therefore making his power far-reaching and systematic. This is how he will operate. Number 4, playing the long game. A truly intelligent as well as smart entity like Satan the devil, if he exists, would play the long game, shaping history, wars, ideologies, or human development. Subtlety will be his game across millennium or across millions of years. His plans would span generations, from one generation to the next. And he will also be the master who influences technology, who influences the mass destruction of nature that he controls. This is interesting because he will also use misdirection and deception. His greatest deception and smartest strategy would be to convince the world that he doesn't exist, or that he is less intelligent, he's a fool, like Saklas. Misdirecting, it means that he will keep people focused on overt evil or false enemies while he operates behind the scenes. He will also be the author or manager of religious institutions, and he will be able to control people religiously and exploit people religiously. If he's truly intelligent, Satan might not be working against religion, but within it, sowing confusion, corruption, and hypocrisy. Religious texts themselves would be interpreted in ways that serve his agenda, and he would cause these religious interpretations or these religious texts to be changed and the ways to be tweaked to appear not to mean to direct his efforts. Number 7, he will appear as good. Satan, if truly wise, would not present himself as pure evil. He may appear to embody aspects of light, progress, or even freedom, seducing people by offering what they most desire, thereby making people question the very nature of good and evil. And he will also be the one who will give them knowledge, as his name Lucifer means light bringer, or will answer their prayers, and they will cast out the demons, and they will do that. He will do the same. 8, he will sow divisions, specifically in religions. One of his most intelligent tactics would be to divide people, not just through direct conflict, but through subtlety and through ideological and religious as well as social fragmentation and divisions that weakens any opposition to his existence and creates distraction. Sports, activities, entertainment, and various other activities will be thrown among human beings. You see that monotheistic religions are also divided. Jewish denominations, there are plenty of them. There are also black Hebrews. There are also who call themselves real Jews. Islam appears to be monotheistic, but it has division itself between the Sunni, consists about 87%, and the Shia, and they also go in smaller splits as well as the nation of Islam. So divide and rule will be his operation system, as well as Christianity is split into many denominations. Hey, plausible deniability. If Satan is as smart as we suggest, he might orchestrate events in such a way that his influence can always be denied, and humans can always attribute it to free will and their choices, or their human error, that they've made mistakes. And so they will have confusion of illusions and reality and their responsibility, and they will not be accountable to that. They will attribute it to something else, not to the devil. An intelligent Satan would tempt people and humanity not just to use base desires, but also higher intellectual qualities, making them very proud, very arrogant, and people will feel very enlightened because they are educated and they have got high education, PhDs, masters, and this intellectual pride will also bring some form of superior enlightenment, which in actuality is not superior, but is something that is lower than your actual potential because you are not in control. This is how Satan will operate. Now, if Satan were as intelligent as this idea suggests, he would more likely present himself in a polished, sophisticated manner, far removed from the stereotypical image of horns, hooves, and pitchfork. He would be the epitome of charm, charisma, and persuasion, perhaps wearing a sharp pinstriped suit, speaking eloquently, and radiating confidence. His appearance would reflect power, intellect, and a sense of modernity, making him appeal rather than frightening. Let's look at the origins of evil now. Our ancient ancestors did not know Satan, did not know a Satan itself, but they were very clear and they knew that there was evil. They described the source of all evil as emerging elsewhere. No religion today can explain this as well as they did. The idea of Satan comes mainly from the god Shatta, the reddish one who killed Ausari. Shatta was in the class of older deities who were controlled and was controlled by Apupaipa or Ububi or Apophis by the Greeks, that name. A primordial deity who emerged from the waters of NyuNyu before anything or nothing ever existed. This is the true origins of evil. Evil comes from the waters of NyuNyu, also referred to as the waters of Nu in ancient African cosmology. These are not just the cradle of existence or the source of the cradle of existence, but these are the chaotic force from which both gods and the universe self-generated. These waters are the first principles of everything that exists and does not exist. They are the quantum soup, the atomic massless waves from which all matter, energy, and potential originate. These waters don't just birth gods, they birth duality. They are the root of the illusion we call reality, the source of both creation and destruction. This is where we will be able to discover the real origins of evil and some have given a personification of one of the deities as the devil or as the source of evil. It is not. This is a highly significant truth which a very few will be able to explain due to its inherent essence of personal subjectivity of individuals to master. However, in our book, Free from God, we can help anyone who truly seeks the source of evil to stop imagining it as the work of a malevolent creator or an all-powerful Satan. The origins of evil are far deeper, far more complex, and far more terrifying. They lie in the fundamental nature of the universe itself, within the duality and chaos from which we were all birthed from. It lies deep inside each of us as a destructive force that may actually be able to cut you off permanently from yourself. In the Hermetica that was given to us by our ancestors, we read, and so the gods will depart from the earth from mankind, a grievous thing, and only evil angels will remain, who will mingle with men and drive the poor wretches by main force into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. This is now the turning point. It's not a question of if, but it's a question of the truth that exists within and without. If he exists, Satan is not a fool. Unfortunately, that Satan is you. It is the evil within. But good news is you've got the power within yourself to cut its head off. You need to discover this power. You can enroll into our Marifado University, Bantu University, and start to master the Afro salvation steps that our ancestors left. You can go to our website, marifado.org, or you can send us an email on join@marifado on how you can enroll into our Bantu foundations. This is how we can understand the nature of evil, to deal with Isfet, Uipi, Ububi, and the evil within. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Your manager to Priest Rabbi LM Jakanja says yes, you can rediscover that power that exists within and without to deal with the evil within. Amen.